Welcome to this episode of the Rumble. I have a musician friend. I don't interview too many musicians because it's a very rare kind of field and not too many people know what the hell they do. So here I have a musician who's actually, I would say, primarily a producer now, shifted from music into music production. His name is Ed DeGenaro, and so welcome to the show, Ed.
Glad to be here.
So tell me, you are now in Madras out of choice, I presume?
There was something that happened with a band of heavily armed men holding me up and forcing me to get involved with someone, but that's a whole different story.
Okay, so you here as a musician. That's the identity that you have here.
Musician, producer, it's all the same.
See, in India, the word producer signifies only people who make movies.
No.
They have no idea what a producer means here. They don't even see the need for it. I don't think in anywhere in the world you would have heard the word music director. You know, you have people directing traffic, people directing this, that, and the other. But directing music is kind of rare. But that's the way it's in India. So I guess you are a music director.
It's music director, but the music director is also the one that comes up with the melody. In the case of the producer, the melody kind of goes by the wayside. I might help the musician with the melody or the composer with the melody, but my job is to take whatever they hand me and make it sound good.
Okay, so it's like a builder, the architect gives him a plan and says, execute this for me. Or I have an idea, I want a sunroom here.
It's like an architect that decides to be a builder, maybe.
Okay, so do you actually influence the final outcome, or you're just executing it for them?
I have to influence it.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Like if he says, no, I don't think that's what I want, you overrule him and say, no, I think it sounds better.
It depends on the production. In the days of when record companies still gave you money, then the record company told you, make that act sound good. Really simple. You tell the act what to do. Now that the act mostly gives you the money, thus is the record company, it's really hard when the people that give you the money go, I don't want to do this. And you're going, well, but it's for your own good. So, that becomes a really tight balancing act.
But the times have surely changed from those days when a band came in without any idea what their final sound ought to be, and they just look to you and say, all right, Ed, go ahead and just tell us what to do. Do they still come like that?
They still come like that, but mostly you find people who have a very concrete idea what they want, and it is so far off left field it's not even funny. Like you have a singer with a very small voice that thinks she's gonna sound like Billie Holiday. Never gonna happen. You have to find what's right for the artist, and more importantly, the song. The artist actually matters much less than the song in this.
Okay. And is there a certain standardization that you see happening in the music business? Like, this is the way a female solo artist should sound, or if you're a hip hop artist and that's the overall feel and you can't move out. Is there room for experimenting, narrowing down?
Is there standardization? I think there's people that follow trends a little too much. There's most definitely things that I prefer over others. I have a very good idea what I want the singer to sound like if I deal with someone that I can shape enough to go in the direction that, and if it works for her voice, his or her voice, then that's great.
So who takes that call? That sounds good for her. Is the artist say that? Finally, the company says, oh no, there's no company.
Ideally, whoever pays,
Okay, so he who pays, the piper calls the tune. That's it.
Up to a point, I have learned that I can't do productions anymore. Halfway through the production, I'm going, I wish I wouldn't have said yes to it, because the person just has a huge ego with nothing to back it up. It's if you get, junior artists and that they're thinking of their material and their ability like they have done it for the last 30 years, it gets kind of scary, because it goes one of two ways. You fight with them, or you just go, do what you want, I'm out of here. Okay,
so the way it happens is that they discover you, find you, or are they shopping for a producer?
The way it usually so when mastering became loudness wars instead of mastering for a certain medium like it used to be, where everybody wants to be as close to 0 dB as they can be, obviously I fall into the category of doing whatever sells the music. So we master loud.
Yes.
So whatever your last project is, if it's mastered loud enough, chances are that's going to get you your next project, as unfortunate as that is. It's,
When you say master loud, I mean, I don't think the people listening to us have any idea what mastering loud means. Is it just that? Just when you play it, it just comes belting at you?
What it is that human hearing being what it is, we have two sources. One is slightly louder than the other. We always prefer the other source. So years back when record labels discovered radio mastering, everything gets brick wall limited, made as loud as possible with as little dynamic range as possible, so that it's louder than the competition. The record labels finally figured out, we can do this too. We don't need a radio station for this. And then everybody wanted it. It has to be loud.
And just physical level of volume is just loud. This is what they're looking for. Not clarity or...
Well, clarity is still there. What goes away is dynamics. There is no peaks and troughs. It's just peaks or one flat line.
Flat line running. Yeah. That's ideal.
Unfortunately, it has become the industry standard. It's not ideal. It's industry standard.
Okay, so you heard it from him. The role of a producer is now like just... there's not really much he can do to an obstinate band who says that's the way it is. It's not like the old days. There was another appeal, which is a music label. So when you come back to the second part, I find out how does he deal with these guys, these crazies who just says, put it up, put it up.